Good morning, world. I just want to say on this day, 30th of August, 3 years ago, that will be 2018. Um, that was the moment when my career, most importantly, take change, and my paradigm actually shifted from being what we may call a hustling artist and to change that narrative forever. From that moment, I didn't want to be known as a hustling artist anymore, but to be totally different and profound and very detailed as to what I really want to do and go about it differently. And there's a backside story behind that because that was the day I actually had the opportunity of meeting the mayor of New York, the then mayor of New York, Bill de Blasio, and his wife. So what happened was 4 days prior to that date, this is an amazing story. 4 days prior to that date, I was invited to the Gracie Mansion um, with my New York mom, uh, Jeannie Prasad. So she's like Compton. We're invited to the Gracie Mansion to meet the mayor of New York for a nice event. Dress well, find the best clothes, and you know, come and be a part of it. And so I was asking to come up with a painting, and I was like, you know what? Yes, I'm gonna. I don't really have the amount of time to actually get it done because it was like 4 days before the event. And usually, if I'm working on a concept, I will want to give it some amount of thorough thought. And because who I was presenting this to, I really want to have a, not just a regular painting where you do a regular portrait for someone, but I really want to capture an essence and a message so that I can deliver. Um, so I was like, okay, I have 4 days. What can I do? Um, so I did some research on the mayor and his family and his wife, and I started to do my research online. And after that, I started to sketch some stuff that I have, playing around in my mind. And the thought that came to me was, um, why not do something that is very meaningful for the country? And I paused and I was like, Lord, um, I don't really want to do anything that is too um, politically affiliated, or that may cause any unnecessary targets on me or my craft. But then again, I was like, you know what, Compton, you're an artist, and artists have messages, meaning. We help to change the discussion, we help to bring insight, we help to bring vision, we have a voice. So with that understanding of an artist and your role in society and in the world, I was like, you know what, I'm going to give this some more thought. So I know for a fact that every country have their own. They have the motto, they have the flag, their map, you know, the coat of arm, and these emblems were well designed and thought being placed into it. Even ours here in Guyana, which I will get to either in this discussion or another one. However, I decided to use their flag, and the flag is, in my interpretation as an artist, is a wonderful representation of who they are. And for the most part, I believe a lot of people love it because of the marketing and what they've done throughout the years of having it being placed in our eyes, whether it's through entertainment, whether it's through sports, the news, whatever. But I decided to use the flag. And it is very interesting that I realized that in plain layman terms, that the husband, he's tall, he's short, she is short. So I'm studying the image. He's tall, she's short. Um, he is Caucasian, she's of African descent. So I'm looking at that, right? Um, there is always this kind of opposites or differences in the imagery, which I'll show you in a few. So my creative mind is just going off, observing the image, right? So this is them here. So of course this is Bill, this is his wife, right? Um, so I received this in email just that we were on this. So this is his signature here, and this is her signature here. So I was like, okay, I can then now place the flag somewhere in here. And what are some of the things that I want to deal with? I want to deal with unity. I want to deal with race, because it's obvious. I want to deal with the possibility of coming to a common ground, a common place where we can all try to still have some amount of unity or understanding of unity, despite wherever you may lean, or despite our differences. Despite our differences, we can still have unity, we can still walk together. And it's interesting because within the painting, what I want to capture was that exact essence. So here it is. So this is the painting here, right? Where we have the mayor and his wife, and within their hands there's a heart. This is a white in the middle. So what this also represents is, one can be for Republicans, one could be for Democrats, right? Based on the color. So there's the red thin there and there's the blue thin there on them, but in the middle there's just pure white light in there. So this concept here is titled Into the Light. Why into the light? Because we're coming away from whatever personal differences we may have. What are you representing? What is your past like, or what my desires are, you know? So then, so here again is race. We want to move apart from race. We want to move away from height differences. It doesn't matter. We want to move away from whatever party we are affiliated with, to still be able to see eye to eye. And this is what they're actually doing here, to come into this neutral alignment of understanding, moving away from, you know, whatever might be keeping us behind. So there's a tint on her. So you really can't see her true manifestation of herself, because she have been, well, and this is generalizing, we could be indoctrinated over a period of time regarding how we should be, how we should look, what we should not be a part of, and we can be influenced through parents, through culture, through training, teachings, doctrines. But I believe that there is a place where we can come to a common ground and see. So this is titled Into the Light. So this is what this was about. This was a message that was given to me, a divine message that was given to me, that was needed to be seen, right? um, and this here created a new paradigm and dimension in my mind as to who I really am as an artist and where I can go. And Compton shouldn't be a hustling artist anymore. One, because of these doors that are opening for me, and the way I started to see myself and my place in the world and in society. So getting this to him, going back to the background story. So 4 days was completed, painting was done. I made contact with my New York mom, and I was like, okay, I'm ready, all set to go. I call my driver, who was scheduled to pick me up. Unfortunately, at the last moment, he's like, Compton, I really can't make it. And at the time, mom was already heading to Manhattan at Gracie Mansion. So I was home, and I was like, Mom, I don't really think I can make it today. Can we make an appointment scheduled to meet with the mayor a few days after? She was like, Compton, this is the moment. We need to be a part of this moment. And I was just on my bed, like, just relaxed. I was relaxed up, but at some point I was like, I put in all this work, try to, you know, create concept. It's a wonderful message of unity and us moving forward. Um, this event is the event for this to be presented. However, I was relaxed. I was like, you know what? We can always make an appointment. We can always go another day, and him and his wife will still be able to receive it, and we can be able to talk about it. So I kind of given up on that day, today, 3 years ago, and I just started to like literally relax and don't bother with it because there's also another opportunity. But God know the amount of effort and put into the work and the time and the background study and so on. 4 o'clock was the hour for the gathering at Gracie Mansion. So I was home talking to my mom at 3, and so I was just in my room, you know, relaxing in New York. And my cousin came and knocked at the door. He's like, Compton, aren't you supposed to be at the mayor's function today? I was like, yeah, man, but you know, my guy is actually, you know, they can't make it. And for me to walk with this painting, catch public transportation just wouldn't work. I'm not going to the train with this. We are actually scheduling another appointment with the mayor in the week. So he was like, man, no. When I opened my door to speak to him face to face, he was fully dressed. He's like, I'm here in Manhattan. Why don't you get dressed? I was like, excuse me, where are you going? He's like, I'm going into Manhattan, going to drop off a application. I didn't know nothing about this guy. We normally talk. I didn't know he's applying for a job in Manhattan, and you know. But at that moment, I was like, why are you at my door again? And then I kind of clicked that God was bringing everything back into alignment, and that the purpose for Compton the artist meeting the mayor of New York is the first stepping stone as to my career taking legs, real legs. And I was like, wow, okay, give me a few minutes, let me just get showered, let me get dressed, and I was ready for the road. I know on that day I wasn't my best dressed, but that was okay. But I was confident in still looking my best, personalities on point and everything. And when we got there, I mean, when I got there, I was like, this could only be God. To finish up the painting with a concept like that in 4 days, wasn't able to. The plans wasn't really on point. Plan wasn't there. But I still thank God for orchestrating behind the scenes while I was still faithful and still relaxed. You know, and He was the one who gave me the idea of coming up with a painting like this. He was still working behind the scenes, and I was able to go to the event, met the mayor and his wife with Jeannie Prasad, and we were able to have a conversation on it, talk about the concept, and let me see if I have some other photos here regarding that. Okay, I have this one here, Jeannie Prasad. 1, 2, 3. So all of them are signed. Yes. But this was miraculous to me um, because nothing good definitely comes easy. There is always some stumbling block, or there is always something to throw your focus and your belief off track, and you start doubting yourself and the process and the idea, where the idea came from. You start doubting all of that. But I was very much faithful in my belief, the continual belief through the entire process. That even though it would not happen that day, I believe it's going to happen another day. Like I was still in that realm or movement of my belief. Um, and when I met the mayor and we spoke, and he was like, "Wow, Compton, this is amazing. This is the message that we need." Um, so I actually went to him at first, right? Shook his hand. You know, um, his wife was just a little bit way off, and the moment he saw it and was giving him the background story and the meaning, the representation of the colors, and the significance of it, because everything was so on point and makes sense. Emphatically, he was like, "Charlene, Charlene," and he, kind of call her over just to see this painting, and they were like in awe. And I really want to like really thank God for allowing me that day. And when they were discussing the painting, I was like, "Wow, this is the place that I need to be. This is this is who I really am." Um, Not the Compton of yesterday or yesteryears, but even yesteryears still bring um, a dimension and setting me up for these other dimensions in my life, these greater things, uh, meeting leaders and dignitaries around the world. Um, so, and that is my type of territory and lane that I'm called to. So I realized on that day that, Compton, you are not a hustling artist, although we understand the term, but I now go about what I do more confidently, and we we need to be a little bit more strategic with how we align ourselves and be more purposeful in what we do. Um, and because I believe that my creative ability, without a doubt, came from the creator of the ability. So I place all my trust and hope and information of receiving and going to the next level in him, like in him. No matter, no matter what happens, every time I stand or sit in front of a painting, it is me, the creator, and the painting. It is me, the creator, and the painting, all the time. So you will never get a work from me that the creator is not inside it, right? Even from my first painting, my first brush painting with the former president, Mr. Granger, the creator was in it because I wasn't too sure how to do it. And from then, my paintings begin to take shape, and I'm always positive about every other painting and the next step on the next step. So my encouragement to you, it wasn't supposed to be a long video, but my encouragement today, Monday, the 30th, um, today I decided to share with you a background story of my faith and how our faith need to be increased, and how our faith and changing our paradigm, not as to what we're told years ago over and over. Art doesn't make sense. There's no place for it in Guyana. But if we continue to harness that and we feed it, what is a stone we will harvest. It is a lot of depression we will harvest, um, hopelessness, death, because depression can actually eat away from your heart if we keep feeding ourselves with art doesn't make sense, can't make it in Guyana, you can't do this, you can't do that. But how do I know as an artist try to harness what is given to me? And don't listen to man. Don't listen to man, your like seek God, like ask God these questions, because your parents or your friends didn't put this ability in you for them to say, oh, it doesn't make sense. So there must be another supernatural being that caused this to be. So why not seek the supernatural being for help and direction with what's given to you? And that was my escape. While my parents wasn't negative regarding my craft and so on, I was still kind of hopeless because of the monotony of the message over and over for years. I guess it's one reason why I went into marketing or started doing something else. But I came back to the first love because I know for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that the God above, who placed this ability within me, is able to take me through and through and through and through and through and through and through every circumstances, every wavering moment. He can do it because he's the giver of gifts. He's the giver of gifts. So why not go back to him and say, Lord, help me. Lord, help me. So this is my, it's more than time, but it's okay to go back to him and say, Almighty, you've given me this gift, this ability to sing, to be in the arts, to be a sportsman. How can I best execute and maximize my potential that you want me to be? And pray in detail as well as to what you want to see happen in your life and in your career. How do you want how and also ask him, Lord, how do you see me finishing off my career? And he can show you and he can guide you through those streams. So be encouraged. It's Monday. And I love you guys. If you have any questions, you can email me at Compton, COMPTON .BABB Junior JNR @gmail.com, or inbox me and follow me on Instagram or on Compton Bab. So take it easy and enjoy.